Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday, February 16th. It's just over 7:30 a.m. Eastern here. And I wanted to say welcome in to Motive Means Opportunity, where intuition meets justice. If you don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I volunteer with the Find Me group, and I've done so since 2018. And I'm just going to give you here my energetic analysis. My fifth, I would say, energetic analysis to this case. As a psychic, as a medium. I haven't received any mediumship channeling for this case, but let's get into the craziness of this case. Okay, let's get into it. It's going to be a brief update, and I am going to drop a members only video right after this. So look for the members only reading in there today, Sunday, February 15th. Happy belated Valentine's Day. And for Canadian friends of mine, happy Family Day tomorrow. So like you, I was up late the other night following Bryant and inside the SWAT team circle. That was incredibly interesting to watch. And JLR all over the place. It was, epic. It was like being inside a movie scene. And some of you I know were watching along with me because I got your emails. Thank you. Love you all to my beautiful mods who sent me emails in the middle of the night. I knew you were up watching with me. Let's just say here. Okay. Who did they pull over? Who was the guy they pulled over in the middle of the night in the white hoodie? I made a decision here. I'm not going to show any more pictures of who I suspect or anything else because the guy that I got another screenshot, but I'm not showing it here, of the guy in the hoodie sitting in the back of the cuffs, that they got in the parking lot somewhere in the culverts. Not the mom and the son. Interestingly enough, it was older. I got the facial picture. It was not a brother. I would say a father's son, which goes along with what I have predicted, but not the father and the son in this case. Who it was, I can tell you, and why I made in my impression, I've got the impression that they had to jump a little bit earlier on this than they probably would have liked. Because if I compare the photo that I got of the face, there was a moment when he was in the back in the white hoodie and white sweatpants in the back of the cruiser, and he was sitting on the floor of the cruiser with his handcuffs on, facing out with the door open, and the police were standing there. And I was able to get a facial shot, and I compared it, and the nose was very, very, very distinct nose to the facial shot that I showed that TMZ blurted out of the guy on the porch with the lights that looked very similar to the sketch artist. And in the live I did here, not the video, the live, which I will not be doing anymore, by the way. I tried a live, but StreamYard held that live back for 12 hours. And so the views went before it was released. So not enjoying the use of StreamYard much these days, so I'm not going to be doing any more lives because that video just panned out. But if you missed it, you might want to go check it. Analysis number 4. I will not be showing those faces and those, I'm not going to be doing those analysis types anymore because I do believe TMZ has been in contact a lot with the police. They have specifically said that. And I do believe they were probably asked to blur the photo out because think about this. These suspects are watching all of this and they are sitting back watching all the insanity right now. I'm going to make some predictions in a second here. Just hang with me. And they probably have asked TMZ if they get any more videos not to release the picture because that suspect, if that guy had been retained and continued down the investigation route, even though they released him the next morning or somehow in the middle of the night, it could lead to that person getting away. It could lead to the life of Nancy Guthrie. And that was the first thing I thought about when those videos went viral, is we have to be really careful because I believe, and I stand by this, that Nancy Guthrie is alive and will come home alive. Not today, not tomorrow, but she will. And my sense is that the people that have her are watching everything. So if we continue to put pictures out there of the possible suspects as the leads come in, we could really jeopardize the case, the outcome, and potentially Nancy. So I am her life, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So, um, but that photo that I did get, I'm not showing you, clearly looks to me like the guy in that porch that TMZ showed that blurred out the face. And I had regrettably seen a social media guy, I'm not going to mention who, also got the photo before the face was blurred out. And I took a picture of that. And so I think they had to jump earlier on that porch guy's lead. And that's why they went in with such force because that guy, shouldn't be up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or whatever the time that was taken on people's porches. It didn't look super innocent, did it? It was nefarious. But I don't think it's connected to this case. So let's get on with some more predictions and energetic feelings and senses that I'm getting in this case. I have also said that I think that the emails that TMZ is getting, the third one. There's 2 sets of emails, right? There's the original ransom notes, and then there's this gentleman that doesn't wanna come forward because he doesn't wanna be exposed. Well, could you blame him? Look at what's going on. And some, I'm not gonna mention who. There's a creator out there that I'm disgusted with, but whatever, is helping put the legal defense up for this Carlos guy. Like, dude, you weren't harmed. You weren't harmed. Like, sit down and shut up is my opinion. Like, everybody knows you're not associated with this. Like, stop whining. There's an 84-year-old woman's life at risk here, Carlos. Sorry. Not sorry. Like, I feel bad for these people, and yes, but these are incredible situations. And I'm not empathetic to anybody that's trying to support this guy like they did some wrongdoing to him. It maybe wasn't completely kosher, but there had to be a probable cause to get the warrant. There had to be some suspicious behavior. And if I were him, I wouldn't want all that coming to light. So anyways, that's just me. So um, they probably are learning from that and hence covering everything up as much as they can. So, they don't have somebody else going after them for some unlawful search warrant. We're talking about exceptional cases here, right? An exceptional case. And so things are going to move fast. And the more that we expose possible people on social media that, potentially are going to risk things happening, like I think was what happened in the middle of the night the other day. But anyway, all that to say, I was sitting back, rocking in my rocking chair, eating my massive, colossal popcorn, watching into the wee hours of the morning, like you all were, feeling like I was inside the box screen movie set. And I told you that this was going to be the case, that we were going to see a lot of ups and downs. That's what the astrological forecast is. And part of the up and down right now is this TMZ's third letter from, and they believe the police are looking at this vehemently. And I said, I think they should be. It could possibly be the son, in my sense, of who's been holding Nancy. So I hope they follow that route. My sense is that there's a good chance that that is legitimate. And what nobody's talking about, yes, if this is the son of the captor, um, could be at risk. Yeah, retribution, outcast from family, life at stake, and potentially he's an illegal is all I'm going to say. Potentially. So, I hope the FBI, my sense is that they're not going to take it as seriously as they should. That's just the sense I'm getting. But, let's just watch and see if that plays out. So I just want to remind you that when I did the astrology on this, the astrology said rather, that this was gonna be up and down like this, up and down. So I'm gonna plead with everybody to sit back, like, take an energetic seat back because the energy in this matters. Take a seat back. Just chillax, like you're at the movie watching a movie. Don't get into the energy. Remove yourself from it and watch it play out, if that makes sense. That's what I was doing. Because Nancy, this matters. Our energy and holding space, in my belief, we're all connected energetically. Nancy needs our hope and our prayers and our calmness in this. So sit back and let it play out, because my sense is, while the astrology's not great at predicting timelines, and I've already said that, so I pushed that envelope in asking for a prediction, which suggested, you know, August, October. I'm leaning more towards we're going to see some resolution of this March, maybe April. That's my sense at this moment, before we see Nancy returned home safely and alive. Yes, I'm standing behind that reporting. So your energy and your hopes need to be positive in prayer, which again, been wanting to get to that release, but there's been so many crazy things going on. So I'm going to do that prayer for Nancy here in the next day or so. And that I'm going to ask you guys to sit in that energy and literally pray and send some positive vibes out. So I'm hoping that this does not play out so much longer, like I had said in the astrology report, but it's not playing out tomorrow either, I don't sense. I think we're going to go through some of these, more of these up and down waves. And so it's really important to protect our energy. It's going to be highs and lows, okay? Highs and lows. So a deep breath, positive vibes are going to go a long, long way. And I think truly these suspects are watching this all play out. I sense, even though they've got these thousands and thousands of tips, my sense is they're not yet hooked into the people that are actually holding Nancy. And that we're going to see all these leads come out, and more of these SWAT teams, wrong person, SWAT, like we're going to see this go on. This is going to go on a little bit more longer. These journeys of leads that are not leading them where they need to go. But, when things start to lay low, energetically, I'm predicting, I'm picking this up. When things start to lay low and those leads seem to run dry, seemingly, they're going to make a mistake. They're going to make a fatal mistake that's going to help lead to the capturing of Nancy. And so, yeah, that is what I'm sensing. Is this a job for hire? Yes and no. Yes and no. I do believe that some people were brought in to facilitate this and who are now taking care of Nancy. So I'm pleading with everybody to stay positive, to stay grounded, and to sit back throughout the drama and rest assured that eventually this is going to come to a positive end. I know that's a very bold statement, but I firmly believe that. So yeah, stick with me and please look for the prayers in the next day or so. I'm hoping that as many of you will sit in the energy of that video as long as possible. I don't know if you think I should do it as a live with a timestamp so that we can get a bunch of people in the community out collectively, as many people as possible watching and holding energy. If you think that's more appropriate, let me know in the comments below and I will try to do a live. I just know that YouTube is holding back my lives and StreamYard and everything else right now, and so they're not really producing the results that I'd like, and I'd wanna get as many people as possible into the positive energy and the prayers and the hopefulness vibe here for Nancy. She needs our prayers. She can feel our energy. I'm sure of that, and I really, really want to do something like that, and so whether or not I go live or not, I'm going to ask you to stay in that, not just sit in for 30 seconds, but to stay in the energy of prayers and hope for Nancy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks for all those who have been following me since the get-go, under 2 years ago now. Love and light. And for members only, look out for a reading that'll be posting here right after. Peace out, everybody. Keep hopeful. Peace out.